Blessings in abundance. It's Brother Polight, and I'm here to talk to you about the real truth. The real truth is when you get student loan, you can't get a refund. That's the real truth. After everything they promise you, you don't get a refund. The real truth is when you sign up for PayPal or Stripe or Square, when they so-called got an issue with you, they'll freeze your account, but they'll allow the money to keep coming into the account while your account is froze. What kind of scam shit is that? If they don't like you, if they don't like your business practice, if they feel like you're suspect, if they think you're doing something that bad or egregious, or they're paranoid of you, how come they keep collecting the money instead of just stopping money coming in and going out? Why would they stop you from paying yourself out but still collect your money? So they'll take sales. They'll take the money coming from your sales, but they won't let you access it. But you guys don't get upset with them. You guys don't get upset with them. You see how that works? What's up with the overdraft fees? Give you the opportunity to go negative into your account, but then do it on a predatory lending level where they're charging you excessively. Charge you about $35 a day on their overdraft. So if you don't pay them in 10 days, you owe them $350. But they were nice enough to give you the opportunity to go negative $100. So $100 can cost you $350. Plus you still have to pay back the $100. You see what I'm saying? These are the issues that I'm talking about. You guys got to wake up. You guys have to wake up and see who the real con artists are. Let's talk about you getting approved for a house that costs $500,000. Now, you can't get approved for a business loan for $10,000. Most of you can't even get $10,000 from a business loan. But they will approve you of a house, and if your credit score is low, they'll help boost your credit score up so you could be approved for a house. $500,000. But do they give you the $500,000 in your hand so then you could buy the house? No, it's electronic. But guess what? The second you miss too many mortgage payments, then the money becomes real. You have to give them real money to get out of that situation. They approve you for $500,000. Nobody will even give you 10 or 20 grand for your business, but they will give you $500 or more $1,000 loan or be approved for a house. And the money becomes real every time you make a payment. You think that shit was real prior? Let's say I want to send some money to Africa. Shit, I'm in California. Let's say I want to send some money to New York, Western Union or MoneyGram. Why are they charging me significantly more money to press enter on their computer as if someone's carrying the money? We have to pay someone to carry the money. You see what I'm talking about? These are the people you need to worry about, because when I'm fixing people's credit, I'm constantly seeing the same as institutions doing wrong by my people, and then my people turn around and be skeptical when they have to pay me $2,000. I'm like, bro, hey Brody, I ain't the one that put you in $80,000 debt for a so-called education that's not paying you back. How many of you got emails from Wells Fargo or Bank of America or Chase talking about a class action lawsuit that you may be entitled to because they've been doing some underhanded stuff? But guess what? They still live for people to open up accounts with them another day. But we're hard on each other. And I talked to the drug dealer, and the drug dealer says he wants to invest, but he's just worried about the risk. My man, you're risking your life selling drugs. Between the competition, the police that want to incarcerate you, and just morality in general, your soul. You're taking a bigger risk selling them damn drugs than investing in yourself on a day-to-day basis. And for the women that's out there prostituting themselves, or the women that's there stripping, talking about they worried about the risk. But damn, 2,000 is a risk. You risk people trying to follow you home. Overzealous whoremongers that really believed you when you made them feel good about themselves, like you really wanted to be intimate with them, and then some of them can't get enough. You take a bigger risk with those jobs than you do investing in yourself. It's time to wake up, man. So yes, what I'll offer you is the credit restoration microwave. You invest $2,000 into yourself. We remove negative items off your report. We add positive items to your report. We boost your credit scores. Then we leverage the results so that you meet the criteria to be approved for anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand that you don't have to pay back. You get a caseworker assigned to you that's going to deal with your credit exclusively and immediately. You also get me as your mentor, whereby I give you a wide range of ideas where you may want to invest the money so you can grow it into a larger amount. Then lastly, you're going to have the website where you can track your results. You can see the negative items as we remove them, and you can see the positive items as we add them. What we're sending out is compendiums, memorandums, and affidavits on your behalf. Compendium means it must be remembered. Memorandum means it must be remembered, because we remind them what the law is. Compendium is in a question and answer form. We're asking them questions and then we're answering them on their behalf, honestly, to show them the illegitimacy of the debts that people are claiming that you owe. Okay? So you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com and you leave your full name and phone number when you're ready to invest in yourself. And that's not something that we do often in our community. You know, we're used to so-called saving, but we have to make saving synonymous with investing. Otherwise, what you're doing is just putting money aside so you can spend it eventually and don't get a return on your monies. That's kind of wild. Okay, so you're going to go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You're going to leave your full name and phone number whenever you're ready. I just put the email right there. When you're ready to invest $2,000 into yourself to ensure that you get access to at least 6 figures that you don't got to pay back, then what we're also going to do is make sure you get access to credit cards without the implications. What I mean by the implications, I'm talking about credit cards where you don't have to have your reporting take place. So you could turn off credit card reporting with the right credit cards. Like with the smart credit cards, you could turn off credit reporting. Also, credit cards whereby you have larger amounts of money, right? And not only can you turn off the credit card reporting, which is powerful, but you also get no late fees. So imagine having credit cards where you don't get late fees and you can turn off credit card reporting. What you have essentially is an investment vehicle. This means that you have a tool that you can use to invest in yourself almost without conscious. That's brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Okay? It's time to wake up and make things easier. You may not realize things are getting harder because there's so many sporting events, NBA playoffs. It's set around this time of year because if there is going to be a recession, it takes place more evidently around this time of year. But they're so slick and so strategic. If they don't have playoff time and World Series and Super Bowls and all that taking place during these first 2 quarters, so the first 2 quarters is where the recession is evident. So they get you distracted and you start thinking maybe you don't have that much more money because you was indulging in these different events and going to different parties, and that's part of it. But you also don't realize there's something called food inflation. That's when the food costs more money and they give you less quantity. So you're giving a lesser amount of food and it's costing more for a lesser amount. And then there's hyperinflation where the value of the dollar is on decline. So those two running concurrent means that life is getting exponentially harder. But there's so many different sporting events and different activities taking place, you might be thinking that your irresponsible spending dramatically is having an impact on the lack of funds you have now. It does play a role, but not in the grand scheme of things. Life is just getting harder because the cost of living is a lot more higher than it normally is. like I said, it's called food inflation. You're getting a lesser quantity and it costs more money. Remember when bags of chips was 25 cents and 50 cents? I feel like an old man talking about that. I'm not even in my 40s. But it hit, and soon there's going to be a scarcity of jobs because the AI technology is in. And they're doing everything to replace, big time companies are doing everything to replace using workers, because ever since the pandemic, they learned the benefits of operating businesses remotely. And in doing so, they don't never want a pandemic to happen again where they're caught off guard and they have to lay so many people off and be impacted severely by their business. So everybody has reacclimated themselves to AI technology in particular, so they don't have to hire people no more, which means the working class is on an incredible decline. Couple that with what's called the silver tsunami. What's the silver tsunami? That's when you only have people that's very young and people that are extremely old and not enough people in between. The people in between are your working class. They do the work that provides for Social Security for the older people. They do the work that establishes them becoming homeowners. If there's too much older people and too much younger people and not enough people in between, then the housing market will be on decline because so many people will be dying that don't fulfill their mortgage obligations because all the old heads got their jobs. So let me explain something to you. The average person gets their house around when they're 30, 35 years old. That's the average. People start coming into homes. We don't have enough people around that average that's alive right now. We had a baby boom, so there's a lot of younger people and there's a lot of older people, right? And so the older people are about to die, lifetime expectancy being 72. And the younger people haven't bought homes yet, and property taxes are used to pay for the infrastructure of society. Property taxes are used to pay for school teachers, for doctors, for lawyers, for policemen, okay? School lunches, street lights, keep the roads and highways smooth on the pavement, pay for firemen. That's what property taxes pay for. But let's say most of your population is too young, so they don't have properties yet. And the rest of your population is so old, they'll be dying with the properties left there for no one's paying it. And that group that normally becomes the owners are outnumbered dramatically by the younger people and the older people. This is called the silver tsunami. This means the collapse of Social Security as you know it. I hope you guys really understand what I'm saying. Shit's crazy right now. I hope you understand. It's called the silver tsunami. And so the only way you can balance things out, you're blessed if some viruses can happen and wipe out older people and younger people. Or some could wipe out younger people, some could wipe out older people. Or maybe some viruses can knock out the older people and legislation could push laws to knock out some younger people, and we could kind of find a balance. So they have to employ some depopulation tactics. But that's all in speculation. Maybe that stuff don't happen. I'm not even gonna speak on that any further. I'm gonna keep this as economically based as possible. But we should have a conversation about those things in particular. I want you to realize that this shit is a reality TV show. Don't fall victim to be one of the actors that's scripted to fail. Don't become one of the actors that are scripted to fail. Okay? Don't become one of those. Real talk. Don't do that. Don't become prey to the script that's been written for you to fail. This shit is all one big reality TV show. Keep you as distracted as possible, and then before you know it, the world's changed, and you've been thinking it's been like this the whole time. All right. You'll be thinking everything was this way the whole time, all the while it really wasn't. Shit is a script. So don't be one of the actors or actresses scripted to fail. Get your money up, make your investments, get into the mentorship so I could coach you and let you know there's a plethora of things that you can put those monies into that you'll be receiving from the program, so you can take what you've learned to the next level. Okay? You go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You pay your $2,000 to get access to anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand that you don't got to pay back. You'll also get access to credit cards with larger limits, 100 grand, more. Okay? And we'll get you access to the credit cards that don't have late reporting, no late fees. We'll give you access to credit cards where you could turn off credit reporting. So you could even use your credit cards as an investment vehicle. With the right knowledge, you can use a credit card that has $100,000 on it with no late fees, and you can turn off credit reporting at your leisure. With the right knowledge, you'll be able to use that as an investment vehicle to fund your businesses or establish a new one. Let alone the monies that I'm going to help you get funding for that you don't have to pay back, such as Form 7202 or the Employee Retention Credit. Okay? These are just some monies that's available that you don't got to pay back. I need you guys to wake up and realize this, see it for what it is. Okay? That Employee Retention Credit, if you got a business, you get paid $26,000 on each employee that you have per your business. 10 employees, 260 grand. Sole proprietorship, I'll show you how to boost it up. Okay? Employee retention credit has to be predicated upon W-2 employees, not 1099. But if you ride in Uber, shit, if you ride in shotgun, if you was scrubbing you and somebody else's passenger side, you still got money that's out there for you, at least 15 grand that you should be collecting. The only action you need to take is to contact me, put your full name and your phone number when you're ready. Contact me at brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready. Only when you're ready. Don't touch base if you're not ready. Don't waste your time. Don't waste our time. Don't contact us. Get chicken shit last minute. Yeah, I'm gonna contact you right back. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get off the phone right now and make payment and disappear. Not necessary. It's childish. We don't have time for that. Yeah, I got the Cullinan. I'm not sure what you asked me. Is it true you got the Cullinan? I'm not sure. But yeah, leave your full name and your phone number and we'll get to it. brotherpolight45@gmail.com. $2,000 gets you access to 6 figures you don't got to pay back. Over 6 figures worth of credit equity is what I like to call it, when you're using your credit properly, particularly in the case of credit cards. We'll boost your credit scores after sending out those compendiums, memorandums, and affidavits on your behalf. We'll make it happen. And for those that are saying, well, I'll come, yeah, I got a Cullinan. It's true, I got the Cullinan. It was spelled different, so I wasn't sure what I was consenting to. I wanted to make sure I understood what you was asking me. Yeah, stock classes are coming up in 3 weeks. We'll be back. Yep, you know the mantra, I'm too smart to be broke. You know what's up. Word. I just wanted to tap in with you guys. Let's tap in with you guys and make it happen. So you just email us, leave your full name and your phone number, and we start getting to work, man. You know, I pray for all you guys, man. This shit is getting fucking sick out here. It's rough out here. It's really getting rough out here. I'm gonna do a high power stream tomorrow, early in the AM too. So I want you guys to stay tuned tomorrow. Thank you for my credit shooting up 40 plus. Kelly One Advent, thanks for even sharing that in the chat room. Kelly One AVENT, Said the credit shot up to 40 plus. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm bringing back the courses. Bringing back the courses for sure. If you're in the program, you'll find out we try to not have too much traffic on our site from people just randomly doing anything and everything and then not following instructions where they should place their comments or where they should email. So when you're in the program, you know what to do and how to do it. Avocado, thanks for the love. Nah, I ain't been on Clubhouse. I just don't like talking that much. I don't want to be obligated. You know, people tell me I should get a podcast, all sorts of shit, but I don't know, man. It's kind of rough for me, man. I be so busy. It'd be hard for me to commit to just conversating. I'm definitely not into no gossip. You know, I'm thinking about it. We'll figure something out. I'll figure something out, though. Yep, when I do lives, that's when you know it's me. brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name, your phone number. Let's get to it. Let's make that money, change your life. $2,000 is going to change your life. When you're ready to change your life, you email us. Only when you're ready. Email us and let's get to it, man. Get that bag. You deserve it. Nobody should be here working to the sweat of their brow for the rest of their life. That's kind of wild. You got people out here encouraging people to work a job for 30, 40 years and get a pension by the time they're 66, 67, and never considering food inflation, never considering hyperinflation. For every $100,000 that you get, it's going to be worth $60,000 or less by the time you retire. They're not even telling you that. You can't tap into the pension now using it in real time while the dollar has more value than it will have by the time you retire, because then they're going to penalize you. Unless you get a cash and tax deferrable compensation arrangement plan, such as the QRP, the Qualified Retirement Plan. And sometimes it just feels, it's not a waste. But, you know, when you're talking to people who are not training to be millionaires, they kind of look at you stupid for even talking about the science of taxation or endowment fund trust or solo taxing trust funds or PIH, private interest holdings, or tax equalization ratios in retrospect to doing tax deed or tax lien investing. It's rough because it's like, where do you start? Where the culture never suggested that we should be preparing ourselves for being in a certain tax bracket. The culture just really influences us to get a job and let the chips fall where they lie, and hopefully one day we hit the lotto or something really powerful should happen randomly. They got us really confiding more in randomism than actually executing a plan where it would be inevitable for us to be in a certain tax bracket, because it's not that hard, because only 5% of people and less will access wealth. So there's a monopoly on ignorance, because over 95% of people will never access wealth, which means it's not that difficult to become part of the other 5%. It's not like we're getting a shortage of opportunities to be wealthy. It should almost be impossible to be poor if 95% of the masses will never access wealth. So the program's going to take around 90 business days or more, less, give or take. Give or take. But talk to me nice. Go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Yes, you can put your house in a trust. If you still have a mortgage, we just have to do a little extra work. But yes, you can. You can retitle your property to the trust. And then I would say get a insurance policy that you could borrow against, and then assign the trust to the insurance policy after you've retitled the property to the trust. a whole lot of tax benefits for that. But of course, consult your CPA or your accountant to cross-reference and double-check to verify anything that I'm saying to make sure I'm not leading you astray, because I have no credentials. I didn't graduate and get any of the paperwork that qualifies me to give advice in terms of those things. But when you join our program, I have a lot of people who are credentialed that work for me, for you, without you having to spend extra money, so we can help you along the process. But yeah, peace to God, my man, Zenith President. Miss you, G. You gotta pop out on me, man. All that credit shit going out the window. Yeah, man, you people say stuff like this for years. If you would have just got access to it, you could have changed your life in real time and stopped this BS. You gonna wait till the world ends, until your world ends. Of course, to do option trading. All right, y'all. Blessings in abundance. Remember, hit me. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to spend your $2,000 to get access to 6 figures that you don't have to pay back. Access to 6 figures per the credit cards. Get mentorship so I could coach you so you have a wide range of ideas how you may want to amass wealth or grow the money that you got coming in. Because the worst thing that can happen is for you to get $200,000, $300,000 and then not know how to invest it or grow it, and it slowly starts to dissipate. You feel me? The world has changed, man. I hope you guys get ready for it. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to spend your $2,000 to get your mentorship, get your credit restored. We're going to boost it to the highest level, but always keep in mind, even if you think you got so-called good credit, there's over 30 different credit bureaus and financial institutions alike that have a say on what you can be approved of, if you get approved, right? And why you should be approved. So we tearing down the firewalls and not just TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and FICO, because they don't have the say over you getting the large sums of monies or large sums that you don't have to pay back. Of course, why do I know it and you don't know it or other people don't know it? Because they don't teach it in school. So some things are word of mouth and experience driven and talking to the right people. And this information is accumulative over time. Go through trial and error and you pick it up for the person that says, oh, how come you know these things and most people don't? Because if it's not taught in the public school system, most people don't know. Quite frankly, that's the answer. So yeah, hit us up, brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to change your life. Blessings in abundance. Iluvu.